So today I'm going to show you how I make my genuine leather earrings, and this is what I'll take you through the steps one by one, what I use to punch the holes and how I attach them to the leather, and what I use, and most of these things you can find on my website, which is Seatherny Designs. So I'll post the links to the items that I have available. Some of the findings I don't have. I have different suppliers, so if you want more detail on that, I can refer you to some of the jewelry finding suppliers that's got really nice items available. But this tutorial is basically just to take you through what to do with these leather pieces, because I do sell these cutouts. So I've had quite a few requests from people saying they don't really know what to do with them. So here we are. There is 3 sets that I've got here, and I'm going to show you how to the different options that you can use them, and in this specific scenario I'll show you what are some of the things that you need to look out for when you put them together, and yeah, just have fun. I hope you enjoy this video, and if you have any questions, you can always contact me. All my details are on my website, so please, if you have any queries, just reach out. So here we go. So the first thing that we need is this hole puncher. I also sell them on the website. Just make sure that you have it on the smallest setting, which is number 2. You will see it shows here the size. So that's number 2. It's the smallest size hole that it punches the set. And then also you would need some pliers. I do sell the pliers as well on my website. They look a bit different to this. But I basically, when I use the jump rings, I use 2 pliers, and it just works better for me. I mean, if you use it a different way and you've made jewelry before, obviously that's up to you. But this is how I use it, and it works best for me. So that's what I need in terms of the tools. Then in terms of the findings, when you want to add something to bling on your set, you could look out for something like this. Unfortunately, I don't sell them on my website, but I can source them if that's something that you're looking for. Now you will notice this one's got the ring, but it's not facing forward. It's on the side. So that's something just to take note, because depending on what you want to do, if you want to use it as part of that set, we'll have to do a double hole on that leather piece. So we'll get to that in a moment. This one is just a normal, as you can see, is just one of those pieces. So for this one, we're just going to do 1 hole because we want it to display like that. And then we'll attach the earring post here. Now for that, I have one of these ball posts, and this one is facing forward. Now what I want to do is I want it to look like that, but I don't want to use 2 jump rings, because if there's 2 jump rings, the earring set tends to turn around like that. So I basically just want a 1-piece jump ring there, so it faces more forward. Now in terms of this set, for instance, we have, if we're going to do a double hole on the leather piece, that one will fit through that hole, and then I'm using one of these little earring loops. These are some of my favorites that I prefer wearing. They close up and down. It's not easy to lose them. It's stainless steel, and I do sell these on my website. They really are very comfortable and also, you know, suitable for sensitive ears. Now you will see this one, the loop is not facing forward. So it works quite well when you do a double loop like this. The moment the loop is in front, like with this one, it works a bit better if you have a one hole set. But with this one, it works quite well with a double loop, a double hole. And the same with this one. So I'm also going to do a double hole on this one. And then I'm going to use this ball post, which has got the loop also not facing forward but facing sideways. So that will work well with this as well. So let's start. So the first one I'm going to start with, before I forget, the jump rings are also important. So you get different sizes of jump rings. I do sell these, the normal stainless steel I sell on my website. So if you want to try it out, go check it out. I do have 2 different sizes. So there's a bigger size and then also the smaller size. Now for this specific one, the smaller size is fine. It should fit through without a problem. But if you're making bigger sets or you need a bigger jump ring, obviously then you need a bigger one. But I'm using these ones today, and obviously I have the rose gold ones that I'm going to use here. So there will be 2 for each set, and then for this normal stainless steel silver color, it's going to be 2 of each as well. Alright, so there I have my jump rings. We're going to start now with making the holes. So I'm just going to take off the safety clip just so we can open it up. Here we go. So now it's opened up, right? So now we need to put the hole where we want the hole. It needs to go in there. So if I'm going to take this one, for instance, I'm going to fold it at the top. Just make sure it's in the middle, and it shouldn't be too close to the edge because then it can tear, because I mean it's still a material. And just line it up before you punch it. Just see where exactly you want it to go. So just sort of get an idea and see that it's properly aligned. Just basically going to clip it right through both sides. Right, and once you have it, just make sure you've got a firm grip and you're going to clip it right through. And now it will make a hole on both sides. You can see. Now you just need to make sure that you take out the material that's inside. You see it is some material in the hole. So just take it out. I normally have a little piece of metal, but you can just take maybe a toothpick or something. Right. So just make sure that you take that material out before you move on to the next one, because if it goes too deep, it becomes really difficult to take it out. All right, I'll take the rest out later. As long as there is a hole, just see, as long as there's a hole, because otherwise it won't stick right through the piece. So the next one we're going to do the same. We fold it over and just make sure that this one is now at the same place as the other one, because otherwise it's not going to look the same. So we just want to make sure it is at the same place. So there you can see, just going to put it in right there. right? You heard that click, and that means it went right through both. So there you have it. That hole has been made. Right? For the next one, it's just going to be one hole. So again, we just have to make sure that our material is taken out. Or you can squeeze it through, because then it will come through at the other end. You'll see there's a little hole there, so it will come through there as well. Right, so the next one is this one. So for this one, we're just going to punch a hole right there. You see? Okay, it's right through. Same with this one. I prefer having it this way around, because then I can see exactly where the hole is. Right, done. Okay, and these ones, they're a little bit smaller, but you can still do it. Like this one, it will be difficult to do a double hole unless you do it on that side. So it really depends. But in this case, like this one, we will still be able to do that double hole. I'm just going to move it a little bit lower, just so we have enough space to work from. Right, see it's through. Camera focus is not so good, but there you go. And the same with the other one. Just again make sure that right, see it's through. So we have both sets, or all three sets ready now. Now we can start assembling. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start putting them together. In this scenario, like this one here, I'm going to put the loop through both, right? So I'm going to take my one plier, put it through. Now before we put it through the other loop, I'm going to put in the finding. So it's going to go through there. Just going to bend this a little bit more. Just make sure that we have it together there. And now put it through the other hole. You'll see it will hang like that. And now you're going to put the earring post at the back. Now just make sure it's facing the right way forward. So we're going to put it like that. And use the two pliers to close it up. Now always try and take it a little bit away, and then just align it properly, making sure that the jump ring is properly aligned and all closed up. And there we have it. So this one is done. Right, so that's if you do the double hole. It looks like that. So what you can also do is, if you want it to be a little bit more, you see it hangs backwards a bit, you can use a bigger jump ring, right? So in this scenario, I've seen it, for me, it looks like maybe it's leaning a bit backwards because I want that top part to sort of be, you know, over this piece. So maybe I'll rather use a bigger jump ring for this specific piece. But let's move on to the next one. I'll come back to that one. The second one I'll do with a bigger jump ring, then we'll check. So this one I've got, just going to put it through the hole, and then I'm putting my finding or my pendant or whatever you want to call it, put it over, and then I put my post on it and I close it up. As easy as that. It's done. So there we have this beautiful set, genuine leather earrings with a little bit of bling. Now let's try the next one. This set is a little bit smaller, so maybe if we use the smaller jump ring with this piece, let's see if it will be a little bit different. Whoops. Wrong way around. There we go. And moving post. We're going to fold it. Right, so here you can see what I mean. See, this one leans a little bit more straight because the jump ring goes over, because it's a little bit smaller. So in this scenario, I think it's going to be better to use a bigger jump ring on this one. So let's try that one. Right. So now I've got a bigger jump ring. Let's try it. Much better. There we go. So now it falls. Right, you can see much better with the bigger jump ring. So this one I'm going to change to the bigger jump ring. I'm just going to take this out. And there you have it. Beautiful. Done.